Hey guys, it's me Arthur, and you are watching How to Draw Creepy Creatures. Now, first of all, I want to apologize for how behind I am on some of your requests. I was just going through them today, like, okay, there's not as many as I thought. I think I could get through all of these. But if I accidentally forgot one of you, like you sent me one a really long time ago and I didn't get to it, please don't be offended. I just went through as many of them as I could. So I actually got one from a while ago from Gear Machine to do Migo. And for those of you who don't know what that is, Migo is a being or race of beings from the Cthulhu mythos. Migo is described as being vaguely crustacean like, having a kind of cylindrical worm like body, wings, and a head with no facial features. The reason why is because they evolved in a different set of circumstances, so they don't have senses the way that human beings have not sentences have senses. I'll edit that out. They don't have senses the way that human beings do, and they communicate with each other and perceive their world through telepathic like abilities. Also, the only way for them to understand humans or to interact with them or communicate with them is that they have to harvest human brains so that they can use them and steal their senses. So, most of the time, since Migo are kind of like on a different plane, most of the people who can see them are those with the second sight or stuff like that. But in some of the stories, there were specific circumstances in which normal people could see them. Interestingly, Migo, even though they have a home planet, they came from a different planet and evolved the ability to become space animals, which means that they live for billions of years, so they could travel from planet to planet and solar system to solar system just by drifting through space. And even though this seems obviously very science fiction-y and far-fetched, scientists have been playing with the idea that maybe in some distant galaxy such beings could exist. There could be entire space ecosystems that we don't know about where it's life that is not necessarily terrestrial. It's not connected to a planet. Now, take into account that space is negative 350 degrees and it's a vacuum. So it would have to be life forms that have very specially evolved to live under these conditions. And H.P. Lovecraft actually took this into account a little bit, where he said that Migo's wings only work for drifting through space, so when it visits Earth, its wings aren't functional. And there are a lot of special circumstances and everything that has to accommodate in order to survive on Earth, because it is not a terrestrial being. It's made to exist in the vacuum of space. So, pretty interesting. Okay, now I'm thinking we could do portrait or landscape for this one. Since it's got wings, we better do landscape so that we can have these wings in the frame. Okay, let's take this off. Alright, let's check to make sure you guys can see that. Alright, now let's start with let's move this a little bit. Yeah. Plant got in the way. Let's start with a basic sketch of the body. Now that's just a very basic image. Now it's supposed to have a lot of spidery little limbs and everything, so you can add as many as you want. I decided to do 4 limbs, so 4 on each side, so 8 limbs. Let's start with the face or the lack Now, there's a lot of different directions you could do for the head or the face. I decided that based on the description and just sort of like educated guess, I'm gonna do a CNN for a face, like no details, just like a massive, horrible tentacles. Okay, so good luck sleeping with your sleeves. While I'm doing the legs, kind of just draw like little tubes. Give it the tail, kind of like at the end of its trunk. Sort of like it narrows here, bottlenecks, and then it's got I kind of imagine it's having a sting, kind of like an assassin bug. Oh yeah, something that folds like that would be really creepy. Alright, let's work on those wings. Now, remember that they're not supposed to look like they're described as being like vaguely bat-like, but imagine like they're just sort of to propel it through space, so they wouldn't be very functional. They'd be sort of like floppy or something like that if they were on Earth. So let's kind of give it almost like insect-like wings. you have just drawn Miko. Now this is a very basic sketch because we're going to give it a ton more detail when we paint it, but this is a good beginning area, so there you go. Alright, like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Remember that my email address and link to my Patreon page are in the description. And if you have any suggestions for future topics or questions about the show, feel free to just leave in the comments. I'll be sure to get back to you. And anybody who finished the lesson on the show and like to show off your artwork, you can just send it to me. As long as you give me a permission, I'll show off the show with your name so that everybody knows that you did it. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and goodbye.
It's like a big